Hello, I am Ren Silva. Welcome to React Tutorials. Things have changed significantly from the last time I created an app with Create React Native App. What we're going to do tonight is show you how to create that app with a new version and how to use the new improvements. Let's get started. Desculpa interromper nossa programação. Eu fiz esta apresentação em inglês, porque inglês é a língua do Udacity e inglês é a língua da Austrália, onde eu moro. É claro que eu poderia ter feito a apresentação também em português brasileiro. If, like me, you haven't created a React Native application for a while, you will see that, like me, you have an outdated version of the package. So let's start by updating the package. The very first step is to ensure that we have the latest version of Create React Native App. Well, we do that by simply typing npm.g install create react native app. And as we press enter, if we don't have the new version, we get the new version. The next step is to create our application. Well, we do that by typing create react native app and give it a name to our application. So we have there my tutorial app. When I press enter, it will first ask me if I want to install the Expo client line tools. Well, that's the first time that I use it. That's why it's asking me. So I'm installing it as well. Now that the Expo client tools have been installed, it has given me some options. Well, I'm just going to accept the existing options, the blank. I do that by pressing enter. Then I'm going to accept managed as well. I mean, I have two options now. The next step is for me to enter some description of that application. So let me enter that. My tutorial app for Create React Native App 2.0.2, and let me press enter, and now it's going to install the dependencies using Yarn. So once Yarn finishes installing all the dependencies, well, we are in the same place as we would have been before. We have to move into the directory of our application by typing cd and then the application name. And then we run yarn start to get started and run our application. That's when things start to be different. Well, I get this now unfamiliar web interface. And what is really going on here? So if I go back and look in the client line interface, I still have my good old familiar client line interface. And I could have started iOS by clicking I, and I start the iOS simulator. That's what I'm doing right now. And the simulator is exactly the same as it used to. We will open the application and the application will start, and eventually it's going to give us the same reaction as we would get. The application will build and start. It's going to say something about debugging, and we say okay, fine, we got it, and the application starts. So far so good. Nothing is much different, right? Let's explore this web interface. It's got some new stuff in it, so let's have a look at it. What is it saying? Well, I have a few options on the left hand side. For instance, I could run the simulator from here. I could run the iOS simulator from here. I could send a link via SMS or via email. And I also have the all familiar QR code. But this QR code is not very useful. It's not as useful as it used to be because we really cannot use it. What do I mean I cannot read QR codes with the new version of the app? Well, you see what I mean. I start the new version of the app and, well, where can I read QR codes? Where? Which option? Which menu option? I look high and low and it's nowhere to be found. Well, you guess it. I will have to send myself either an SMS or I will have to send myself an email with the link. As I go back to the web interface, Some of the options that I had were exactly that. Send myself an email or an SMS with the link of the app. So I'm going to send myself there an SMS that's sending to my phone number. Success. Great. So with that, I can go back to the app. Now in my iOS device, I can click on Messages, click on the link that I've received, open Expo, and in Expo, my application will be running. Another option would be to enter an email on the same field that I entered the phone number before. So all I have to do is type an email and then click Send, and success, it's been sent to my email. The same thing I have to do now is when I go back to the app, I go back to emails, I check my emails, I open that email that I've received from Expo. In that I have a link, I click on that link, and that link will take me to the app. And voila, I am back in the Expo app running my application. This seemingly small change can have some good impact. I can send emails or SMSs to people inside my organization so that they can test, provided they are in the same network as I am. So how good is it? Couldn't we do that before? Yes, we could, but there is more to it. There is also a tunnel option. So with the tunnel, you can actually expose your application to users outside your LAN. That's something that we can explore, but we'll explore that in another session. Another option would be the ability to publish the application. Again, that's an option to explore in another session. But it's good to know that we have a new interface where we can see all the logs on the right hand side, and we can see all the functions that we normally use on the left hand side, and we still have a QR code even if the new app does not allow us to use it. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this session as much as I have. You know where to reach me.